class goals, and today I wanted to share with you some of the activities that I have done with Jaden and other activities I'm currently using with Jaden that I find super helpful. The first one, you would need a trifle. I made this with Jaden when I was still working and I was pregnant with Anaya, and I knew I wanted to do something educational with him. So I started this board. So the first thing I did on this side, I have the numbers, and I just did 1 to 10, and I also wrote them in Spanish and English, and I just added some foam decorations, and then he can touch them and count. I also drew my fingers in there so we can count as well. So we would do this and practice every day. Now, what I did do with the numbers is I didn't teach him in order. I taught it to him just mixed random. So I would say, okay, this is 4, this is 8, and so forth. We didn't go in order. Even though it's in order here, we didn't go in order. Then on this side, this is my favorite part. It's the shapes. Oops. I'm sorry about that. It's the shapes. So this is super easy. What I did is I just got this foam material. I just traced it. It's not even perfect. I wrote it in English and I wrote it in Spanish. And I just put some Velcro, and I had him come and do it kind of like a puzzle. You know, he had to match them. He really liked them. We talked about what they were. And that's how he learned some of his shapes. So that's something that he really liked and enjoyed. He will come and think he was playing when he really was learning. Now on the other side, this is one of my favorite parts too, are the colors. So here I had him, I put some paint in his hand, and I just had him go on there on top. Again, it's in English and Spanish. And what I did with him in this one, this was fun. He really liked it because he was just learning how to give high fives. I believe he was like 1.5 years when we started doing this. So I would say, okay, give high five to the red, give high five to the green. So he will go and give high five. So that was something, you know, interactive, fun. I am going to show you a video of when Jaden was doing this, so you guys can have an idea that it was fun and helpful for him. Now that I have Anaya, I'm going to add different colors, and I'm still going to start using this board for Anaya as well. Now on the back side, I have the alphabet. Nothing fancy. I put them in order, but again, when we were learning the letters, we didn't do it in order. We went randomly. I would just point and say, this is the O, this is the G, or whatnot, and he got them like that. I think he learned 4 letters like super fast. It was S, T, O, and M. Those he got pretty fast for some reason, and he really enjoyed it. Okay, so another thing that we use for Jaden to learn his letters is we had some foam letters that we would dump in the bathtub, and we'll tell him, okay, find the letter T, find the letter C, and he will find and give it to us. And then I would also put some on the wall and said, okay, can you please give me the letter M? And he'll give it to me. So that was really helpful for him. He liked it. He really thought it was a game. And really, all he was doing was learning. The second activity that I want to show you is for them to recognize your name. Is this my folder name? So I just used a manila folder. I saw this idea on Pinterest and decided to make it myself. So I just put here my name folder. Once you open it, as you can see, it says his name. I can spell it, and you see some little dots here. What I had him do is use his pointing finger, and he has to go and touch each dot and say J-A-Y-D-E-N. I can spell it. So Jaden, before we started doing this, he already knew how to spell his name. He actually can recognize his name too if he sees it somewhere. And actually now Eric and I cannot even, you know, spell his name out because he's like, oh, you guys are talking about me, and so he knows. But this is really helpful as well for him, and this is something that we use daily as we have started homeschool. And here the second part says I can trace it with my finger. So I have him go like this, and you know, that's just something kind of give him the idea of how he needs to spell it. I did see some people that use hot glue on there. so they can feel it. I didn't do that, but I think he still gets the point. Then on the other side says, I can make it. So I printed his name, I cut them, and he has to put them in order. Now you can use Velcro, but I use this little stickies, and all he has to do is just find the letters and stick it in there. J, oh, I dropped the A, but you guys get the point. He has to put it in there, and he really likes that. And the last thing is, I can write it. Now this one we really haven't worked in there because he has not, he's not able completely yet to write his name yet. So that's something that I'm going to be adding as we progress, you know, continue with homeschool. Now, because Jaden can recognize his name and he knows the order of his name, I'm going to be switching it up a little bit now. So if your child, for example, gets it and is really, you know, fast with that, then I would suggest to use, challenge them by using more letters and have them find their name. And just, you can just have them put in there. And this, you can, Jaden likes to do it on the floor, so we just do it on the floor. So now, starting next week, I'm just going to give him different letters. And you don't have to have these letters. Actually, these are the bananagrams letters. But you can really make them out of index card, cardboard, whatever. So this is another activity that I do with Jaden that he likes, and we're able to practice his name. Now, another thing that I found helpful is him tracing his name. So this is actually Jaden's work. This is him tracing him. This is the second week we have done this, and it's getting a little better. I will add the picture of the first time he tried it. You couldn't really see it, but now he's kind of getting it and doing better. And it's funny because I tell him connect, 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 and while he's doing that, he's saying connect, connect, connect. So this is really helpful. You can find it online and just have it print out with your child's name. And oh, and I just put it in a little sheet protector, and we erase it when we're done, and he does it again. This is a daily thing. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention too, with my name folder, I did get it laminated as well, so it's easier for us to keep it nice and neat, right? However, there was another thing that I used with him before I even knew this, which is I made him a binder with all the letters to help him to write. Again, you have to use dry erase marker and have, oh, and one thing that I like about this is that, for example, for the C, it gives you, because C has two sounds, so C like for circle, or like C for cow, so like the K sound. For the A, it gives you the short vowel, short sound of A, and the long A sound with like different pictures too that you can talk about it with your kid. So Jaden was doing this, which he's getting pretty good at it as well. And he can do it when they're like big letters, but he can't do them small letters here, or like in a notebook he's not able to follow yet. But I did read, and my friend suggested that we started with this to teach them how to write their name with pencil. So there are just little lines that they have to trace, and it's gonna help them to do it. Okay. To help them to, you know, get the hint of how to write. So I do this dry sheet cover as well, but I also have some in paper that we only use pencil for him to practice, and it's very helpful, and we're hoping that sooner than later he'll be able to write his name, you know, that you can actually recognize. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed the things I have shared with you. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I am making another video answering the questions that people have sent to my inbox. I don't know if you guys see it now, but she's in there. So bye. Purple. Purple, good job. Where does the rectangle go? Muy bien.
It's no. Oh. No. Oh.
Oh, that's not an O, it's a circle.
This.
Put it nicely. You give high five to the yellow hand, please. Good job. Can you give high five to the green hand? Where's the green hand? Good job. Can you give high five to the blue hand? Good. And to the red hand.
Give high five to the right hand. Good job.